Have you ever been in a room where everyone suddenly starts shouting at a screen, their heart rate goes up? Their emotions flip instantly. They're celebrating, or devastated, over something happening miles away. And you're just sitting there thinking, am I missing something? It's not that you hate sports. You don't judge people for loving it. You just feel nothing. No excitement. No adrenaline. No emotional pull. And when you look around, you start wondering something deeper. Is there something wrong with me? Why does this connect with everyone else but not with me? Today on Sensilo, we're not here to criticize sports. We're here to understand something much more interesting: the psychology of people who don't care about sports. Because this isn't about being cold, boring, or emotionally empty. In fact, it often means the opposite. Section 1. The tribal brain and why sports work. To understand why some people don't care about sports, we first had to understand why so many people do. At its core, sports activate the tribal brain. For thousands of years, humans survived by belonging to groups. Your brain evolved to ask one main question: who is us, and who is them? Sports give the brain a safe, modern version of tribal identity. My team, our colors, our victory, our loss. Neuroscience shows that when people watch sports, the brain releases dopamine and oxytocin chemicals tied to bonding and reward. Winning feels like survival. Losing feels like threat. But here's the key insight: not every brain responds to tribal signals the same way. Section 2. When the signal doesn't land for some people, sports simply don't activate the emotional circuitry. Not because they're broken, but because their attention system is wired differently. Some minds are deeply drawn to ideas, patterns, stories, inner worlds, meaning over competition. If your brain prioritizes internal stimulation over external group energy, sports may feel empty. You can understand the rules. You can see the skill. But emotionally, the signal just doesn't land. And that's not a flaw, it's a difference in attention allocation. Your brain is asking, why should I care about this outcome? And it refuses to fake an answer. Section 3. Mirror neurons and emotional contagion. Another key factor is mirror neurons. These neurons allow us to emotionally mirror others, to feel what they feel. In sports, fans, mirror neurons fire intensely. They feel the tension, the victory, the defeat as if they were playing themselves. But in people who don't care about sports, mirror neuron activation is often selective. You may mirror emotions in deep conversations, art and music, psychological stories, personal struggles, but not in competitive spectacle. So when others are screaming at a screen, you're not emotionally behind. You're just not plugged into that frequency. Section 4. Childhood and developmental roots. Often, disinterest in sports begins early. If you grew up without sports being emphasized, without emotional bonding around games, or with pressure instead of joy, your brain may have learned this doesn't equal connection. Meanwhile, other kids learned sports equals belonging. Neither path is superior. They simply shape different emotional maps. But here's where things get complicated. Section 5. The quiet shame. No one talks about. Many people who don't care about sports carry quiet shame. They've heard comments like, "You're boring. You don't get it. You're not passionate," so they nod along. They pretend. They fake interest. Not because they're dishonest, but because humans are wired to avoid social exclusion. And over time, that creates a subtle internal conflict. Why can't I enjoy what everyone else enjoys? This shame isn't caused by disinterest. It's caused by misunderstanding. Section 6. Emotional depth versus emotional display. Here's an important truth. Not caring about sports does not mean you lack emotion. It often means your emotions run deep, not loud. Sports emotion is immediate and external. Your emotional world may be slower, quieter, and more reflective. You might feel deeply about human behavior, existential questions, one-on-one connections, inner transformation. Your nervous system isn't built for constant spikes. It's built for depth over intensity. Section 7. Why disinterest is mistaken for deficiency. Society celebrates visible emotion. Cheering, shouting, reacting. Quiet minds get mislabeled. But psychology tells us something powerful. Disinterest is not absence. It's selectivity. You don't lack passion. You conserve it. And when something truly matters to you, you feel it intensely. Just not on command. Section 8. Reframing the narrative. So instead of asking, "Why don't I care about sports?" a better question is, "What does my mind care about instead?" Because your attention is a compass. It always points somewhere meaningful. And understanding that rather than forcing yourself to fit in is psychological maturity. The psychology of people who don't care about sports isn't about rejecting joy or community. It's about recognizing that human minds connect to meaning in different ways. Some through teams. Some through ideas. Some through silence. If sports never clicked for you, it doesn't mean you're missing something. It means your mind is tuned to a different signal. And once you understand that, the shame disappears. If this video put words to something you felt but never explained, then you're exactly the kind of mind Sensilo is made for. We explore psychology, human behavior, and the quiet patterns beneath everyday life. So if you want more content like this, feel free to subscribe to the channel. No pressure, just understanding. I'll see you in the next video.